Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. P. Venkatarao. I am working as a librarian with Mahatma Gandhi State Institute of Public Administration, Punjab, located in Chandigarh. So, I will be taking a module on self-management for library managers, which is a part of library and information centers. So, first of all, let us discuss what exactly is self-management. Self-management is ongoing. It is not something we do only once or occasionally. Time and talents are unique personal resources which we can alone can manage. Understanding our personal values is critical to the process of self-management. Self-management is a reflection on one's own experiences and their effect on one's physical and mental state. Self-management is the ability to manage one's personal reactions to responsibilities and challenges in work and life from time to time. Self-management is the process of maximizing our time and talents to achieve worthwhile goals based on a sound value systems which we may set in from time to time. It is about managing body, training the body to the highest degree of perfection so that it may be used to pursue one's spiritual purpose. The major areas of body management include diet, exercise, breathing, recreation and relaxation, and achieving wellness. While diet, analyze your usual diet in the context of your lifestyle and check whether it is adequate in terms of calorie requirement, taste, and other nutritional values. Exercise, you may choose either yoga or aerobics. Breathing, the process of breathing is your life force and your physical and mental health depends on it. Recreation and relaxation relieves stress. Achieving wellness, managing your body and keep it healthy and effective is an essential precondition for managing yourself. If pursued, all these five aspects should enable you to start the process of managing yourself with a relaxed, radiant, and energized body. Managing mind. Experience involves an interaction between the internal dynamics within yourself, your body, mind, and emotions, with the external dynamics in the environment like people, things, ideas, and events. The choice depends on the nature of your thinking, but unfortunately, most managers do not think about what they are thinking about. The same is the case with our library professionals. In fact, thinking is an opening skill or instrument. Like any instrument, you can use it or abuse it. Just as there are blocks to thinking, there are also aids to thinking. It is important for every manager to ensure that he or she develop balanced thinking so that the mind is always fertile. On the basis of heredity and environment, everyone develops certain attitudes, notions, beliefs, and viewpoints which influence your responses and reactions to any situations. Your inner experiences, which result from your reactions, therefore depend on these attitudes or viewpoints. The ability to perceive people, things, and situations in a variety of perspectives is of great value in conflict management. If you are able to see and understand another person's viewpoint, the chances of resolving conflict are much greater. There are a variety of ways in which you become trapped in a particular groove of thinking or into a rigid mental habit. If you become aware of such traps, you may be able to avoid them and develop a more flexible and even creative mind. Managing your emotions. Emotion, the third dimension of the self, is in fact the most subtle and complex of three to manage. Overall, as a human being, you have to manage a physical body, mental faculties, emotional sensitivity, sensory stimuli, and different levels of consciousness. The usual response to the question, what do you want in your life? It is happiness, satisfaction, harmony, love, and joy. All these are feelings. In other words, all our activities are ultimately geared towards achieving happiness. Yet, all too often, we end up with negative feelings such as frustration, anger, fear, and anxiety. So, it is therefore of vital importance that we may examine why a significant amount of human experience consists of negative emotions. The more frequently experienced feelings, both positive and negative, are positive includes love, joy, pleasure, satisfaction, etc. Negative include fear, regret, anger, sadness, guilt, embarrassment, frustration. We perform much better when we are free of anxiety or tension, and particularly when we enjoy the process. So it becomes almost effortless. Remember, there is no stress in the world, there is only stressful thinking. So it is better that we should manage our emotions to the perfection of oneself. The more frequently experienced feelings, both positive and negative, are positive includes love, joy, pleasure, satisfaction, etc. Negative include fear, regret, anger, sadness, guilt, embarrassment, frustration. We perform much better when we are free of anxiety or tension, and particularly when we enjoy the process. So it becomes almost effortless. Remember, there is no stress in the world, there is only stressful thinking. So it is better that we should manage our emotions to the perfection of oneself. Managing neurosensory system. Neurosensory activity is a kind of live wiring within yourself. We have four basic drives: sexual, kinesthetic, intellectual, and emotional. Depending upon which of these drives is dominant at a given moment, your mind will register that segment of incoming stimuli which satisfies that particular drive. So, it is important to understand this neurosensory activity and to develop the skills and competencies to manage the same. So, it is important to managing in self this kind of neurosensory system. Now, we will talk about managing consciousness. Consciousness can be viewed as a form of awareness ranging from state of waking, dreaming, deep sleep, lucid awareness, creativity to cohesive consciousness. Mediation is a ritual skill for managing consciousness. Mediation is a mental process which enables us to be aware of, access, and achieve different levels of mind and states of consciousness or awareness. Awareness can be of two types: of your own life and destiny. Most of us get through life by trial and error. There is a way to get more out of life. There are three strategic questions: where are we now? Where do you want to go? How do we get there? Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Only you can decide for your own meaning of happiness or savior the state of success. Reflection and action plan for self management. So this is very important aspect of managing self or self management. Take a moment of your time to reflect on the following issues: what are you doing with your life? What have you achieved so far? What is your purpose in life? Why are you doing what you are doing? Do you consider yourself success? Are you happy? Are you contented or complacent? Are you dissatisfied or disillusioned? Are you getting up every morning ready to live another brand new day? Or are you living the same old every day? Are you living life to the fullest or are you merely existing? If you are getting somewhere with your life, achieving what you want to achieve, generally contented, it is great and you have well done. You are well in charge of your life. You are probably happy and managing yourself well. But in case if you feel that you are not living life to the fullest or want to change but somehow have not able to get started, feel uncertain about where you are really going, lack of motivation to want more, have a need to prioritize and choose every time, then in this case you need a crash course. That means inside each one of us is a creator, executor, and a judge of our destiny. You only decide what you will make of your life. You only will decide how you want to spend your resources and direct your entire journey of life. You are master of your own destiny. Most of us through life or by trial and error. There is a way to get more out of life. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Only you can decide for your own meaning of happiness. Let us talk about action plan for self-management. Take a moment of your time to reflect. Reflect on the following. What are you doing with your life? What have you achieved so far? Do you consider yourself a success? Are you contented or complacent? Are you dissatisfied or delusioned? Are you living life to the fullest or are you merely existing? If you are getting somewhere with life, achieving what you want to achieve, generally contented, it is great. You have done great thing. So you are well in charge of your life. You are probably happy and managing yourself well. But if you are feeling that you are not living life to the fullest, want to change but somehow have not been able to get started, or feeling uncertain about where you are really going, or lacking motivation to want more, or do you need to prioritize and choose every time, then you need to crash course. Inside each of us is the creator, executor, and the judge of our destiny. You will only decide what you will make of your life. You will only decide how you want to spend your resources and direct your entire journey of life. You are master of your own life and destiny. Most of us get through life by trial and error. There is a way to get more out of life. Think about that. There are three strategic questions which may ask yourself. Where are we now? Where do you want to go? How do you get there? Finally, remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Only you can decide for your own meaning of happiness or savior of taste of success. So one of the key areas in managing self or self-management is identifying the key areas for yourself. Begin by making a list of what you deem to be important facets of your life. Maybe the following: your career. From time to time, you may be thinking that you have to have promotions from your career or from your profession. You have to update your professional relationship with your fellow colleagues. You have to network in your professional. You have to attend the conferences from time to time. So accordingly, you need to set the goal for your career and for your professional development. Next is your relationship. It could be your relationship with your family members, with your friends, with your professional colleagues, or for that matter with your own son and daughter, or with your parents. How it should be, what it should be. So you have to set for the trend. Next, your health. You have to look back and see the progress of your health, the situation of your health, and accordingly, as the age grows, you have to take care of your health much more than you used to be maybe in the 20s or 30th. Maybe your health may not permit you to do long hours of working. So, accordingly, you have to plan for that. Next, your wealth. So, what you were maybe 10 years ago, what kind of wealth you had, what kind of pay package you are getting, what kind of pay scale you are in maybe 5 years ago, and what it would be maybe after 10 years, maybe after 5 years, maybe next year. what your goal would be in your personal life or professional life, where you want to be. So you have to set priorities with respect to your career, with respect to your relationship, with respect to your health and wealth. Where do you want to go? The ability to visualize vividly what your destination look like, what success and happiness actually mean, will have a dramatic effect on your ability to manage and control yourself. When you know for sure what you want and can visualize it, actualizing the result is relatively easy step. What you need to do is to look at individual key areas and defining your personal combinations, which will result in the pursuit of things that are important to you. By doing this, you will avoid choosing the key areas at the expense of another. Hopefully, the combination you develop will balance the things in excess and the things lacking in key areas of your life. The choice is in your hands. When you have done that, you will have committed your thoughts in writing so that at the end you would have produced a script of your life. It is like that self management or managing self is making a movie. In this movie, you are a producer, director, and actor, and you write the script and decide who will be the supporting players. The good news is that you can decide whether the movie is going to be a box office hit or destined to be telecast between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning. The process of visualization involves mentally seeing, feeling what success is all about. When the picture is inside, sharpen and focus it by including as many details as possibly can. Then step back, freeze the picture and write them down. So while managing self, the one of the important aspects is setting milestones and measuring the success through the milestone. So the important characteristics of good milestones are can be termed into SMARTY, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, trackable, and yours. Specific. So whatever the goal you have set to achieve success should be specific to you, and whatever the goal you wanted to achieve should be more specific and specific towards achievement. So accordingly, you need to prioritize what is the specific goal I may be achieved, I may be able to achieve. So accordingly, the specific goal you may set in. That goal should be measurable in terms of, okay, last year I have done five papers. Tomorrow or the coming year I will be getting to maybe 10, and accordingly the goals you may set should be measurable in terms of quantity. Accordingly, the goal should be achievable. It is not that you have set a target which cannot be measurable, which cannot be specific to you, and which cannot be achievable. So at the end of the day, the goal should be realistic and achievable. Until unless the goal is specific, it cannot be specific, it cannot be measurable, it cannot be achievable. So the goal should be realistic based on your weaknesses, your strength, and the opportunities you have. Accordingly, the goal which you may like to set should be more and more realistic, and the goal which you have set should be trackable from time to time. Okay, I am going to near the goal, I am going to achieve this goal, maybe from now onwards, maybe after 2 days or a week or a month. Whatever the goal I have set should be in a position, I look back and I should be in a position to track that goal so that I may close to achieve that goal. And the goal should be yours, not that you have taken from somebody. Somebody has done something, so accordingly I should follow that. No, it should not be that. As I said, the goal should be specific, so accordingly it should be based on your needs, your requirements, your position, and your environment, your surroundings, whether the goal should be sustainable to you. Let us talk about setting up agenda for change as part of self-management. Now, first, identify the gap between situation now and the next milestone in respect of each key area. When you have done that, your gap analysis will have given you a foundation to make the agenda for change. The agenda for change should contain answers to one basic question, that is, what would you do to have specifically do to reach the milestone? Set your own agenda for this issue first. The agenda is therefore an action plan containing specific things you will do to propel you to the desired destination. Draw out clearly your goals, make plans, and create a list of the most important, the most urgent, the most wanted things in your life. Remember, successful people succeed because of two D's, that is, decision and discipline. Do not let excuses prevent your dreams from becoming reality. Half hearted efforts always get half hearted results. Involve yourself totally and totally committed to what you do. Good luck on your journey to success and happiness. And when you do succeed, please do remember to give back to society what society has abundantly given to you. The world would be perfect place if everyone just did that and aim for that. Let us talk about self-discipline. Until unless there is a self-discipline, there is no self-management. The golden thread of a highly successful and meaningful life is self-discipline. Discipline allows you to do all those things you know in your heart you should do but never feel like doing. Without self discipline, you will not set clear goals, manage your time effectively, treat people well, persist through the tough times, care for your health, or think positive thoughts. It is simply getting tough with you. Actually, it is very loving gesture. By being stricter with yourself, you will begin to live life more deliberately, on your own terms, rather than simply reacting to life the way a leaf floating in a stream drifts according to the flow of the current on a particular day. The tougher you are on yourself, the easier life will be on you. The quality of your life ultimately is shaped by the quality of your choices and decisions. One that range from career choice to be books you read, the time that you wake up every morning, and the thoughts you think during the hours of your days. When you continuously flex your willpower by making those choices that you know are the right ones, you take back control of your life. Effective, fulfilled people do not spend their time doing what is most convenient and comfortable. Remember, it is very important. They have the courage to listen to their hearts and do the wise things. The habit is what makes them great. The successful person has the habit of doing the things failures don't like to do, as E.M. Gray had mentioned. They don't like doing them either necessarily, but their disliking is subordinated to the strength of their purpose. The 19th century English writer Thomas Henry Huxley arrived at a similar conclusion, noting perhaps the most valuable result of all education is the ability to make yourself do the thing you have to do when it is ought to be done, whether you like it or not. And Aristotle made this point of wisdom in yet another way. Whatever we learn to do, we learn by actually doing it. For instance, by doing self controlled acts, we come to be self controlled, and by doing brave acts, we come to be brave. Hence, self discipline is most important aspect of managing self or self management. Next, time management. Time management is more than just managing time. It is about controlling the use of most valuable and undervalued resource. Time management is about setting priorities and taking charge of the situation and time utilization. Time cannot be replaced or recreated. It is therefore not for us to choose whether we spend or save time, but to choose only how we spend it. One cannot control time as one can control other resources such as financial, capital, physical, human, information, etc. One can only control how one uses it. Time cannot be replaced or recreated. It is therefore not for us to choose whether we spend or save time, but to choose how we can spend it. Next. So far, we have covered various aspects of self management in our daily life. To sum up, I will say that self management is an essential part of human being, and also it is the state of mind that occurs when you focus on yourself. If one is not able to manage self, managing other will be difficult task one has to face in the real and work situations. Self management is all about knowing self. To manage self and involves managing time and adapting to different situations from time to time. Self management improves efficiency, it bestows peace, cheer, and equips one to handle the complexities of life in a balanced way. Self management is important to realize satisfaction, to sustain motivation for further progress in life and career. So, I would like to say that each one of you question about knowing about self management, why self management is important, what would be your agenda for change, for better managing yourself, and what are the characteristics for setting up good success milestones, and better to know what are your key areas in life, and state your action plan for self management, state importance of self discipline and time management, vis-a-vis how you manage your time management with respect to self discipline. Let me introduce to you on self management. There are always new management techniques, new methods of administration, new ways to deal with the effects of varying trends and complex issues in the library environment, and new technologies for meeting the needs of library staff and users. Library managers with self knowledge are usually aware of their competencies and their weaknesses, and that helps them run the library effectively. Awareness of gaps in personal skills and willingness to learn and to improve is important to develop one's own self development as well as self management or managing oneself. Let us discuss one by one various aspects of self management for library managers. Managing your body, managing mind, managing perceptions, managing emotions. How do you manage your emotions from different situations and in different situations? Managing neurosensory system, managing consciousness, reflection and action plan for self management. How do you plan and what you plan? How do you plan for self management? Identifying the key areas in our life. What are the areas which you need to focus on your life with respect to your work, with respect to your life, and where do you want to go? What is your ultimate goal? The milestone of success. How do you measure the success of your achievements? Setting up agenda for change. How do you manage the change within yourself? How do you discipline yourself? That is self discipline. And how do you manage your time management? All these aspects are part of managing self or managing self management. With regard to these aspects, if we understand all these aspects, I think we'll be able to succeed in managing ourselves. So we can conclude this module by saying by now I think you must have understood what exactly is self management or managing self. So, self management is all about knowing self. To manage self and involves managing time and adapting to different situations. And you have to take care that adapting to situations may vary from time to time. Self management improves efficiency, it bestows fees, cheer, and equips one to handle the complexities of life in a balanced way. Self management is important to realize satisfaction, to sustain motivation for further progress in life and career. Through self management, you can lead a balanced and disciplined life, and which can continue for your professional life or for your life at home or work. Thank you.